When along came a spider, he sat along like right beside her, and he said, "Yo, what's in the bowl, bitch? Hey, yo, welcome to another Outside of the Issues." And I'm Chad, and I am gonna be. I'm graced with greatness every Thursday night because one of Comic Core Unlimited joins us. And tonight, he's even joining us while he eats like Mark BKR90. What's going on there, JD?
Hey everybody, how are you? I apologize. I'm not in my normal location as I'm waiting for some food and beer, and a new beer came into town that I have to have. It's called the Fuzz from Millstream Brewery out of Millstream, Iowa. It is a peach Kolsch. It is phenomenal. As I eat a pork sandwich, like Mark, I just feel jealous every week that Mark gets to have Haagen-Dazs or whatever the ice cream he's getting. So, good to see everybody. I'm very excited to be here. Talk about Alec Holland.
And now, from parts unknown, with nothing but rows and rows of short boxes behind him, no other than Carson C. Woodard 19.
Yeah, my goal is to see those short boxes from space. But what's going on? Happy to. We actually got another episode of Swamp Thing this week, so I guess only 8 more to go. So, but yeah, second one was really good.
That's kind of like our thing. We're doing countdowns to finales.
Yeah, I guess so. Every show we watch just kind of gets canceled or ends.
But then our gracious host and our with the most, the DC Queen and box keeper, Catman Figures. What's going on, Catman?
Hi. Yeah, just a lot of craziness. Really excited about this episode.
Well, Cat Ren, if you don't mind, the floor is yours, ma'am.
All right. So, Swamp Thing episode 2. So, we basically picked up where we left off in episode 1. Only now Abigail is dealing with the fact that she saw some sort of a creature in the swamp. And, of course, the authorities are there. They don't exactly believe her. I think the sheriff kind of made fun of her and said, yeah, so a bear just wandered into our swamp all of the sudden. We're really going to tell everyone to watch out for a bear. Don't worry. And, you know, they once again threw in the fact that she was involved with her friend's death, you know, what have you. But I'll tell you, I love this episode. Every episode so far, there's only been 2. I've loved the overall look of the swamp and the characters surrounding it. So I'm not gonna get too far into this on my own because I know everyone has a bunch to talk about on their own. But we do get to see some more Madame Z. We get to see a bit more of Abigail's kind of like pseudo family that's written her off now. We get to see a lot more of Swamp Thing, which I gotta tell you, Alec Holland dealing with the fact that he is now Swamp Thing, that he is now this creature, is pretty awesome. I'd love to see the episode just through his eyes. To be completely honest, an entire episode just through the eyes of Swamp Thing, I think would be perfect. But I don't know. What do you think, Seawood?
All I know is I think we got a legend joining us. What's going on, great legend?
Man, just chilling, ready to talk Swamp Thing episode 2. I'm sorry I'm late, everybody. I just watched it. Damn. It was really good, and we'll get to that, man. Woodard, it's great to be here with the Comic Core tonight, man.
Awesome. We're glad you could get it watched. I really liked the episode. I thought it was much better than the first one. I appreciated that, you know, we got more from the Sunderlands. I thought, you know, the Mr. Sunderland, he's played by Will Patton, who I remember from Remember the Titans. Who is that babyface assistant coach you just wanted to root for the whole movie. So like, well, maybe he's going to be a good guy in this, even though, the Sunderland from the comic, not the best. But boy, he turned heel pretty quick again, didn't he? So that we get him.
Hey, he's that Dennis Hopper Hoosiers
Yep.
assistant coach.
Oh, yeah. And then we get to see the Woodrews. So Keeney from Lost is going to be, what's his name? Dang, I already forgot. But I remembered at least his real name. So once the Woodrew gets to the Sunderlands, that's when you kind of figure out the plot of all the bad guys together and why they're dumping crap in the swamp and things are going crazy. So a Floronic Man, that's it. So you're going to get to see Floronic Man. Maybe sooner than later, we'll see what happens there. But then you get to see more of Abby's dark past. Not only does the Sunderlands not like her, now we kind of figure out Mama Cable, a.k.a. the sheriff. She doesn't care too much for Abby either. So I wonder when we're finally going to get the exact detail of what Abby exactly did that kind of cast her out of town. Obviously, it resulted in the death of the Sunderland's daughter, but it appears to be her fault. So I don't know if they said exactly in the first episode what happened, but that's going to be a pretty big deal, obviously. And then, of course, Swamp Thing kind of showing off some of his power. That was pretty awesome, too. Back to you, Swamp Thing.
Great.
So before we get on into the rest of the panel, Swamp Thing, who do you think would win in a fight, you or the Floronic Man?
Me.
I think so too. Okay, so back to the panel. JD, what'd you think?
I really like this episode. I think what they started last time with Abigail Arcane, the character development, for anybody who's never read Swamp Thing, this is actually the best way to bring in a character because you have a lot more background on who she is, what she's doing. I was surprised, but not shocked at Matt Cable's mom being the sheriff. I thought that was a good little twist, and her being the, not antagonist, but the non-believer that she saw something and saying it was a bear, and then saying came down from the Rockies or something like that. A couple of other things that occurred in the episode that I thought were intriguing was the Will Patton being the Mr. Nice Guy, which we know changes. Yeah. The Sutherland himself, and actually they switched roles from the first episode. Virginia Madsen and Will Patton kind of swapped roles. While Virginia Madsen was nowhere near good or friendly or warm in any way, I think the way he was there, he was very happy. Apparently he lived with them since Abigail was there since she was 8. So there could be an origin story of Abigail out there. Maybe we get a patchwork man. You don't know. That's what I'm thinking of. And then some of the other portions of it was the sick little girl hiding out and the brutalness of the dropping the chemical into the swamp itself and catching, and if you don't know, you can see the episode too bad. So she's hiding. The girl who was infected from the first episode, she hides on a boat and she watches a brutal murder, and that's just the tip of the start of a heck of a good 20 minutes in this girl's life that she's going to need therapy. I mean, just seeing what she does. She seems to handle it very well, and she has the closing line of the episode, which was just perfect. I mean, it was something we all wanted to hear. It was right there. It was as good as when Captain America said Avengers Assemble.
It made me think of White Whale Comics, brother.
Yeah.
It really did.
I mean, it's, so you can figure out where we're going with that. He says, because he doesn't talk still. If you don't know the comics, Swamp Thing didn't talk until he figured out later on he could talk. And then he was very deep, whoa, and stop. I think his first word was stop and come when he picks up a car. But you get to see his power in a most gruesome, limb-splitting way, leaving things very little to the imagination of what might have happened to the evil doer there. I don't know what happened to the other guy. I wish they kind of highlighted that. That's kind of strange. There is the cinematography. I do like the look of the swamp, the feel of the swamp, but when you're doing an action scene, if that much of it is hard to see was kind of an issue, but not the worst. It's kind of like you had problems with the White Walker, well, the Battle of Wind and Winterfell in Game of Thrones because you couldn't see it because of the darkness and everything else. That's kind of the same thing that happened with this one. My final point was the beginning portions of it. It doesn't. It's not one of the episodes that grab you from the beginning. It definitely builds. It does. There is a few shining moments where it kind of completely scares you, especially when she wakes up from, well, at least that dream sequence with the looked like Linda Blair there for a minute there from Exorcist there for a split second. But other than that, it was just really good, and you get more storyline. And again, great character build up. And I'm more excited about 3 than I was about 2, and I'm excited about. I think they did a great job on this episode. Passing up.
Man, I couldn't
Chad,
agree
you-
more, man. Chad, what did you think about Swamp Thing episode freaking 2, dude?
Any show that introduces Ian Ziering as the Blue Devil is a win in my book. I mean,
Hell
come
yeah.
on.
Fucking awesome.
No, and the CG was pretty good. I mean, when you're introduced to Swamp Thing early in the episode, and he is feeling the same pain as oh man, what is her name? The little girl's name?
They connected, brother, by the green.
Yeah, Liz. I think is that her
Susie?
name? Is it Susie?
Is it Susie?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Susie.
you're right.
For some reason, I'm thinking Susie.
Well, there's a scene where she's like pulling off all the wires off of her, and he is literally pulling the swamp off of him. And he reaches up and he starts to pull apart his head. And at one point, like, there is a giant chunk missing. And I was very impressed by that. Now, the one thing I thought the guy was a better actor than the dude that played the Blob in Wolverine.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like, he is going nuts. I mean, the teeth are over the top. He's got some bad porcelain in, but overall, I mean, I can see his like right off the bat, you just wanted to punch him in his face when he talked.
Jason Woodrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
needs
I
those
mean-
big teeth to chew on the scenery.
Yeah, he will be a badass. I promise you that.
So, Ledge, how about you, my man?
Man, I tell you, the thing that I noticed most about this, and we hear that DCU's universe canceling it because it's a lot of money or whatever. But the thing that I thought was just by watching episode 2 and just kind of paying attention, I know Mark would probably agree with this. The camera work on it, the cinematography, it's like you're not watching an episodic television show, you're watching a fucking movie, man. And it's like a well done, like, it really draws you into those characters and their lives, and you could, you kind of feel that connection with that character you're watching on the screen. And man, it just kind of blows you away from when Abby finds Alex, vlogs on old Ian Ziering's Blue Devil laptop, classic. But when she sees that, and when he says that she's lovely, and then she starts tearing up, you kind of start tearing up because you're like, ain't that shitty? It's kind of like the guy, and that girl, man, they could have had something when they're human, right? They could have had something there, and then a tragedy happens, and it makes your heart ache for Abby Arcane. And when that happens, man, you got a good fucking show. The surrounding cast, freaking excellent. Like Chad said, Ian Ziering is the Blue Devil, the whole actor thing. Straight up, if you're reading Justice League Dark, you'll know what we're talking about, the current one. And man, I just love the episode. Really good show. Hey, Carson, speaking of really good, how's the chat going right now, baby?
I'm glad you mentioned it because I've been dying to get to that chat for a while now because we haven't had a chance to get to that chat yet. But you know who's always first in these Comic Core chats? This guy, he's got to have his notifications on. We got Chris Barrett in the chat. What's going on, man? Basically,
I love it,
honorary
man.
member
Chris
of the
Barrett.
Comic Core. He's awesome, isn't he?
Chris Barrett, we love you, brother. Thanks for showing up tonight for Outside the Issues.
He's happy to see Swamp Thing is live with us on the panel tonight. We also have got Kachoon. He says, hey, guys, Swampy got better this week. I agree 100%. Always happy to see Kachoon from DK Comics and Cosplay as well. We also got the Mastodon Comics and Collecting. What's going on, Don?
Donnie.
See him around too. And that's it.
Well, listen,
Oh.
even if you are out there watching this on the
Oh,
rewind, there are a ton of live shows tonight. John's Comics with Kids has his Get Lost review, and you also have Tony Sanders over on his channel with The Hunt, with special guest that tonight is Discovery Bay. So,
Butcher Grill.
or what is it? What did I say? The Hunt.
The show they're afraid to
Caleb,
get
Comic
me on.
Smurf. Comic Smurf Murphy's got an auction going on right now, so you know a lot of hot deals with my main man Caleb over there. So good for him, though.
But if you guys, we thank you for joining us, Chris. I'm expecting a entry video into our contest.
Me too.
So with that being said, I'm going to kind of piggyback off of what Legend said there. Each one of these episodes are very like the cinematography does feel like mini movies, and I think that's one of the directions that the producers wanted to go, and that's why the budget was so big, and why this whole mishap of fortunes, no pun intended, has deemed the channel the show canceled. Now, let's just say somebody else comes around and decides to donate some money. Who says it's not going to come off? I know their thoughts behind it were this show was going to be stemming into a Justice League Dark. I read an article this week where it was going to be leading into a Justice League Dark, and that would have been pretty cool to actually see something on this scale and with this production value on a weekly or like on a series basis versus a movie. Now in the comics, I mean, the Swamp Thing plays a major role in Justice League Dark, but I think John, you said it last week, Constantine would also be a part of that show, and I think Swamp Thing would, I think the ensemble would have to be there, because I agree with you that Constantine at this point couldn't hold a movie on his own. What's your thoughts, guys?
Yeah, I mean, my one thing about Constantine, I don't think was more or less that without the last 10 minutes of Tilda Swinton in that Keanu Reeves movie, the movie was terrible, and it still wasn't good. I mean, that was the best part, was Tilda Swinton.
Excellent.
So, other than that, the TV show was better, but still lacked a lot of
Wild Stallions.
I think we're early on in the series to really develop, but like as far as I can tell you is where it was going and the direction that they wanted it to go. It definitely has that building a cinematic universe around it, Phil, and that's like, I think this particular show could have been their DC Arrowverse, their DC Online Arrowverse series,
or even better than their attempts with the Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck kind of Justice League type movie. Even better than that, because man, if only you can get the old Constantine and Zatanna, and you got Madame Xanadu, and the best was having like Boston Brand Deadman and John Constantine always bickering back and forth in the Justice League Dark Volume 1 from the New 52. Kick ass freaking run. If you don't have that run, man, get it. It's a great freaking read, and it really got me hooked into those kind of horror and mystical, magical characters. The dark, I guess we could say the dark arts of the DC universe. What do you think, Kat Wren, about mixing, especially the cool Madame Xanadu stuff? What do you think about that stuff?
So I'll tell you, Madame Xanadu was one of my favorite parts of this entire episode, and Swamp Thing was amazing. This entire episode was great in my mind, but the inclusion of Madame Xanadu and all of the craziness there. I mean, I know we've all read the things that it was going to lead into Justice League Dark, but that scene, that inclusion of all the craziness there definitely gave me that vibe where I'm like, but I want more of that though. I want to see John Constantine making fun of Swamp Thing because you know what's going to happen at some point. I would love to see Zatanna showing up. I would love to see all of these characters interacting. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen, at least not right now. It might happen at a later date. I mean, everything I've read, everyone loves the series. Swamp Thing, he loves his show.
I don't know
He
if
wants
I
his
know he
show
loves you.
he
don't know
wants
what
his show to go
Oh.
over well. And everyone I've talked to is definitely in support of it. So who knows? Maybe if everyone keeps watching it and everyone keeps talking about how amazing it is, then we might actually end up with it coming back, either back on the DC streaming service or on another one.
I got great news about that, by the way. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but you never know what you have in store on the Comic Core. We got great leaders of the Comic Core. We got Cat Ren Figures, JD, C Woodard 19, Chad, aka Comicore Chad. Not now Jericho, you know, you ain't got me on your stupid little list, so you better back down, and you and your stupid scarf and your stupid Fozzie band. But anyways, that's right. The legend don't play with gimmicks. Jericho Chad 90 MF. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that Rudy Poo boy. We're talking Swamp Thing. I got good news. So, you know what we can always do, and you know, a lot of people, you know, just like, you know, there's a lot of channels out there. Comic Core is often duplicated but never replicated. No, often replicate. Anyway, there's a bunch of wannabes out there trying to run their mouths and do stuff, but we can always do one of those, maybe start a little GoFundMe campaign, try to get the fans of Swamp Thing, you know, to lay some of their own money down, and maybe that'll inspire the WB suits to maybe even match the money that the fans put down. Would the CWWB, well, actually, I think it was they screwed WCW and the Time Warner and their Warner. So yeah, they screwed us out of WCW. So F them on that part, because that was for life back in the day. But you know, fans can get together, maybe raise some money for the old Swamp Thing show. What do you think, Wood?
That'd be the CG budget would probably go down, but it'd still be fun to watch.
I can give him about 10. I can give him $10.
$10 super chat the Swamp Thing.
And then Google will take 30% out, so it'll be like $7. Hey, at least 7's a lucky number. So.
Yeah, there you go. Now, you don't want to see Swamp Thing doing cartwheels on the Wave Rider on CW on Monday nights or whatever, Legends of Tomorrow. At least they'd have John Constantine there with them.
Only if Swamp Thing hangs with Jonah Hex and Constantine. That'd be cool.
That's true.
The funny thing about that episode with the Blue Devil is that this is the second time Blue Devil has made an appearance on a TV series.
Oh, and you know what that means now, Chad? Should people go out and buy the Blue Devil first appearance?
Well, in Arrow, I think it was the second series, on the side of a bus, it was advertising the Blue Devil movie.
Movie.
and then
that's funny.
Then you got the Blue Devil in this one, and I saw in one of the trailers at one point he's actually holding the Blue Devil mask. So he may appear as the Blue Devil, but
he'll put his mask on and help Swamp Thing fight crime. But speaking of blue, tell us, Chad, about that shirt you got on, and maybe someone will drop the link in the chat so you can buy your very own Comic Core Unlimited shirt. He's wearing the blue brand tonight.
I am wearing the blue brand tonight, but not. I would save your chips to next week. We'll make an announcement, but there's going to be a sale on the T-shirts coming very soon. I think you can get your shirts for $8. So,
What?
Dude, awesome, man. So you got to get those shirts in and wear them proud during the summer. The quality, you can't beat the quality of these shirts. They're so soft, they feel so good, and the cotton that they use in the shirt actually prevents sweating on the underarms, because the way the fibers hug the inside of your armpit, you'll never sweat again. So make sure you get into the video description down below. and you're going to get some shirts from the Comico.
Like, I gotta tell you, as far as the shirts go, there's this one really great one that says newsstand across it. So if
That's
you
a
want to
good
go
one.
right ahead and buy that one, and while you're at it, maybe add the
Pay Spot Pete shirt from Comicore Unlimited. It's one of the best you're going to see of the Frightful Four.
the
Peter
It's Win
Petruski, baby.
Baby shirt.
Oh. Sometimes she
or-
has to put her daddy in his place because she's twice as good.
So
Okay,
I know.
little Charlotte Flair. I'm the Ric Flair. I'm Ric Flair. She's Charlotte Flair, and we're wrestling royalty.
I know.
And then that Swamp Thing is Andrade over there.
I'm on the wrong show. I don't know who Rick and Charlotte Flair is.
No, don't say that. Don't you know who Ric Flair is?
I know who Ric Flair is because the boa. He was
Charlotte's
boa,
Charlotte's his daughter, and she is twice as good as he is. She's better.
So if we're talking DC entertainment, I gotta announce a couple of things. We're talking Swamp Thing. We're 2 episodes in. Character develops happening. Stories are forming together. But we also got to talk about, well, Rob Liefeld made a fool of himself earlier in the week, and he decided to say that DC Universe is going down and crashing. But thank God they have Batman. Let's talk about the Batman for a minute. I think I am okay with the new casting. I mean, are you guys okay?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Until they put on a costume.
I think the biggest problem I have right now is they're making a big error, and it's called the Curse of Spider-Man 3. Not only are they going to have, well, 1 bad guy, 2 bad guys, 3 bad guys, 4.
That's
5.
the equivalent of some John Madden curse type bad stuff.
They just announced that they're having 5 bad guys in this flick.
Well, it worked in the 1966 film.
I did like that one.
Yeah,
Frank
remember,
Gorshin, baby.
Okay.
Before Thanos
Right,
turned
Chad,
everybody to
Chad,
dust.
count out for our bad guys for us.
Okay.
Do you want me to count them? Okay, so 1.
There was Catwoman.
Okay, so we have
Bane.
no. Firefly's supposedly supposed to be one of them.
Those are those C ones. Bring all the C ones you can. Condiment Man, I want them all.
Mad Hatter.
Okay.
Rowdy McDowell in the Batman animated series voice. Woohoo! Planet of the Apes, 1968.
The Penguin.
All right.
Two-Face.
Yeah.
Billy D. Williams.
Harvey Dent, that never happened.
Harvey Dent never happened.
And Catwoman.
And Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh God.
Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. Eartha Kitt Catwoman.
They're not gonna go Michelle.
Oh, I'm sorry, no,
Catwoman.
not the Riddler.
Not age appropriate.
Julie Newmar by Julie Newmar, 1960.
And the Riddler. And they're basing it off some of it says a lot of the story surrounds
Lee Merriweather.
The
Lee Merriweather.
Batman Year One run with by Scott Snyder.
Okay, so that was that Riddler storyline where he cut the power to the city and stuff. That was actually pretty good. Or that was zero year. That was 0 year, I think.
Yeah, that was 0 year.
Year 1, Frank Miller.
Yeah.
I have questions.
I do too.
Dude, how about Robert Pattinson? I think he's gonna be a good Batman.
Go ahead, Kat.
Easy to be Batman. It's hard to be Bruce.
So we all know I do love my Bat family. I do love my Batman. But Robert Pattinson. So are they going to invest the time and money that it would take in having him train to put some muscle on? To actually change his physique. Just listen. Are they going to put the time and energy in actually having him work with a dialect coach? Because I don't want my Batman to have an English accent. As much as I do love the accent, Let's be honest here. It is sexy. But
Zach Levi got pretty big.
Batman.
Got pretty buff.
He needs to work a little bit here. I will tell you, he is killing it on some of his indies, but he needs to put the time and the work into it. And if they're not going to invest the time and energy into it, it's going to tank. However, I've been wrong before. I will be the first person to admit it. I thought Gal Gadot was going to be horrible as Wonder Woman, and I was very thankful that she proved me wrong. She's one of the best parts of DC's film universe, and I was very wrong about that.
So
there's only one person in the world that reviews Wonder Woman, the comic book, comes out monthly from DC, and that is Cat Ren Figures, and you'll find that review on DC Fans.
One of the things about Batman is if you go into all the cinematic Batman, or even the television Batman, Adam West really wasn't he was tall, big, but you're talking Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, who was probably bigger in Top Gun than he was in Batman, and George Clooney, who they just put in a rubber nipple suit. And then you get Christian Bale, who I still say was a better Batman, but a terrible Bruce Wayne. About Pattinson is, I really don't think if you put the Batman costume on, you're fine. It's when you're Bruce Wayne that to me that defines the character, and they keep screwing that up. And the other thing I really don't, they're doing something with Swamp Thing, very particular, just to bring it back full circle. The Swamp Thing is taking pieces, and this plot line, this storyline, isn't like it's grabbing directly from one comic run. It's grabbing from all three of the major comic book runs. It's taking early part of Swamp Thing, the origin story, the one through the early Len Wein stories, adding the Alan Moore characters, enhanced, the Abigail Arcane, the Jason Woodrow, Madame Xanadu and everything else is coming about. And then it's adding some of the later Swamp Thing, which is adding so much more of the technology, because we're beyond 1982 in this book. So
Adrian Barbeau.
Without a good story and a good arc to do, Batman, no matter how good the character is, because if Superman can't survive, i.e. that Superman Returns, or even, I do like the one he did, the
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. I still say, I don't know why people hate that movie so much. I think it's a
great movie. I loved Kevin Costner.
It's the best. I think it's the best of the bunch.
I think it overstayed its welcome, but it was all right.
I mean,
it would have been good if it was stuck at 2 hours.
Okay, I do agree that you didn't need to have the two fights. You just need one.
I like Terrence Stamp General Zod a little better.
Oh yeah,
but he the thing was when Jack Palance came up to John Tunstall, he says, John Tunstall says, I'm just trying to educate these fine young men. And old Jack Palance says, you like educating young boys. That was Young Boys. Sorry. Wrong movie. Gone too soon.
You're comparing a nice little Jack.
True that, JD. We know that Terrence Stamp, what a fine actor.
89 Batman.
Chancellor Valor.
If you guys are talking Batman, and to kind of go
back to Batman, sorry,
back what Kat was saying, and JD, is he going to be able? Is that Kat? Okay, Kat switched clothes. Is he going to be able to pull off the Bruce Wayne? Yeah, I think he is, because of his brooding, vampire-esque Edward Collins. Now, if we want to say, is he going to pull off the Batman? Is he going to get physically fit? This was my biggest fear as well, and I watched a interview that he did in 2017 with Howard Stern, and it was the first time I actually heard his real accent. And this is what this kid wanted. And I actually think the moment Reeves joined, Affleck was out. The moment Reeves signed, Affleck was out. And I think this is the opportunity that DC has. Now, naming James Gunn, James Gunn being the opportunistic individual that he is going to help revamp this DCU. I think this is a good thing because look what he was able to do with, I wouldn't even say A, B, C, D, E, maybe F level characters. And they're now what? A characters.
But what drove James Gunn was Feige. You don't have a Feige in the WWE.
But I think
don't have
you're getting a Feige
Who?
with the gun.
It's real simple. You know what's going to happen is the movie that's going to define the whole thing, and a lot of people are going to get on the spec train. Sorry, cheap rhyme, but it's going to be the Flash. It doesn't matter, because once Flash runs back in time to change the time, it's going to turn out a different rhyme than we've seen before, and so you never know. What you have in store when James Gunn and the DCU comes looking for you. That's for Biggie Shack. Love you, Big E.
I get what you're saying, JD, that you don't have a Feige. And I think Warner Brothers isn't, I think they're not, I think
It's
they're
a layer. It's a layer. Feige's a layer between Disney and Marvel. You don't have that.
Yeah.
You've got WB.
We just got
Break the Direct.
sucky WB suits that just like can't even read the damn laws of
Swampthing and I agree.
tax credits, man.
But I think you're right in the regards that they don't have a Feige yet, but I think they're not hedging they're not putting all their eggs in one basket in this particular
Because Gunn's already slated to do Guardians 3. So.
Well, that's after he does Suicide Squad 2.
Right.
Okay. But he also has gotten presented an opportunity for him to go back to Guardians is for him to finish off his previous contractual obligation of 3 movies.
Okay.
He's also been presented with the fact that, hey, now you can run this universe. It's kind of like the Star Wars. Star Wars was Han Solo, right? Han Solo flick. It was a shit show from the beginning, and then they put Ron Howard on it, right?
Oh yeah, because I like that show.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
I enjoyed Han Solo. I don't think that the kid's acting was the greatest, but I love the story. It was a Star Wars story. I think you're going to start seeing more story driven. You're not going to see the Avengers team up right away because they're not slated to even do I think Aquaman 2 is not even slated on their board yet. I mean, it's
not even guaranteed.
Yeah, so we're kind of in limbo because Warner Brothers knows that they have something, but they have to find the right path. And I think the right path and where they're putting a lot of their money is in Ivan Reitman's son.
And it's just like you said. I mean, we're in the Phantom Zone right now. You're my only hope. Disney, Mouse, Warner's, and what Warner Brothers has got going on. They're going to be just fine because the most electrifying man in all of sports entertainment raised the brow. He's going to show you how. Man, he's dropping it down, man. Lightning bolts to the sky from the ground. And I'm talking Black Adam is coming to town. And, man, when he rules Kahndaq with an iron fist, everyone's going to be on the floor and they're going to get dismissed because he's going to lay the smacketh down because the tone. Got a shout out to the tone. Tony Sanders, people. It's going to be awesome. But anyway, Black Adam, and then they're going to have the big Black Adam and Shazam battle, the part 3 of the trilogy. And this very well could be a more important trilogy in the history of cinema than Back to the Future. The Shazam trilogy of movies, it's going to put DC where it needs to be, and then it's going to put all the rest out to the sea. And that's how you do it, everybody. That's how you make promos. If you want to be live, if you want to be you want to bring your A game. That's how you do it, people. So Tony and all you candy ass fake little gimmicky wrestlers, the great legends here like Dusty Rhodes, baby. And I'm saying, y'all think y'all must be crazy if y'all got the prowess and y'all got the veteran leadership that the Dusty has in the locker room. So if you want to learn a promo, let this guy know, and he's going to take you to Skull. All right, sorry about that, Chad, but damn, some of them young wrestlers need to know.
You bring up a great point. Look who's looking to jump ship, and his movie hasn't even come out yet.
Don't tell me. None of my Shazam movies are getting fucked up, are they? Like, no.
So last week, Rock says, I want to be in the Marvel Universe. He sends out an Instagram and says, I want to be in the Marvel Universe. He is wanting to jump ship before even it comes out.
Anyone who listens to a Rob Liefeld tweet, especially The Rock, man, I don't know what God you're praying to, but the man may strike your ass down with his right hand, and he won't
Legend,
get
you
back up.
have to be torn because you realize who The Rock is most likely going to be, correct?
Doc Samson?
Ben Grimm.
Oh no! But man, Rock's such a Rock's such a good-looking guy. They better make him like Rock. I mean, like sure, maybe have a little Rock brow go up, but they better make the CGI good. But still, man, if only he could play for both sides of the coin, man. Like John Moxley from New Japan PW all the way down to AEW, man. Hopefully he can make it happen. But anyway, she's saying we're still going to kick ass.
Yeah. One of the main reasons he's looking to do this is because he got slapped in the face over Furious 9.
Oh, yeah. I don't like those car movies very much.
What's that?
So you said Ben Grimm and the Rock eyebrow, and now I'm just automatically picturing the Thing raising one eyebrow.
That's what I was talking about. Like, that's what I was talking about. If he has the big unibrow, some people draw him with the unibrow. If he just kind of like contorts it upward like that and kind of smile and maybe have the stogie, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, he does have that freedom.
But I mean, the Fast and the Furious, in Fast and Furious 9, they just casted John Cena and booted The Rock out of the movie. So, I mean, The Rock gone too soon off Fast and the Furious.
He's expensive.
What's that?
He's expensive.
Yeah, well, they gave him his own spinoff of it.
He is the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
And do you want to know why he is? Because he's the hardest working.
Most electrifying.
I mean, I think in going to both to play. I don't believe in a DC versus Marvel. I believe in a Marvel versus Capcom, but not a DC versus Marvel situation. I think that the issue you're going to have with The Rock if making a decision is you have one movie that's going to generate possibly $150 to $250 million at the most versus a movie that's going to get $1.1 to $2.5 billion. And that's where he's going to have to make a decision. What does he want to be a part of? And it's a tough decision because, I mean, if you think about it, these guys, you have more freedom with DC, obviously. And that hasn't worked out so well, but you don't have...
For the mainstream fans, and for the mainstream fans, though, when the Fantastic Four news drops, now even though Marvel, is awesome, they had the big MCU, and Drew Manchu's like a kid in a candy store when he watches all the DVDs more and more. But what'll happen is, man, a lot of people are gonna remember that bad taste in their mouth from that last Fantastic.
Oh, that's horrible.
Now, unless Disney brings it with some trailers, I've never seen it, JD. I don't think I'm ever going to see that movie.
Shut it off.
Yeah, I'll never see it. You know how I am, JD.
Yeah,
it's like ripping down like like burning churches and shit, man. You just don't do it.
It's so wrong to me.
And the Galactus cloud. What about that cloud at the end? It ruined the whole movie.
Should have swallowed the earth right there, including.
Hey, can we ask Carson a quick question?
What do you think, Carson?
Yeah.
What's going on with that chat?
Yeah, baby.
Hey, we got Pocan Joe's in the chat. What's going on, Pocan Joe?
POCAN is here, people.
Chris Barrett has a lot to say. He says something about Tom Holland playing James Bond. Lobo getting a sci-fi series, and Chad wanting everyone in the Marvel universe.
That Krypton show, yeah, Lobo was on there. I have never seen it, but I saw the commercial.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
where's that?
getting a show, but he hasn't even appeared yet.
You know,
We
one
got
of those
Dawn, the
guys used to
Mastodon
collect a
comics
lot of
are-
Lobos.
The
Kachung,
Mastodon.
Kachung,
Kachung, man, Kachung is here still. I love Kachung.
Bueller stopped by as well, and Andy
Comics with
King.
Bueller in the house. Did
Yeah.
you say Bake the Snake? Is Bake here?
No, he's not here. Chad,
I bet he's in that damn
Maybe
auction
King.
with Smurfy.
But I mean, yeah, I think Marvel owns it right now, and they can't do wrong. But what they do in this next phase is going to speak volumes, because they were able to take these characters, produce something that ended up to be something epic. I don't think you're going to see another Avengers ensemble or a big crossover event for a long time with Marvel.
I agree with that. I think it's a 5-year plan.
I've always, liked both sides. I've loved DC. I love Marvel. My dad's a super fan, just mega fan, and it's, I'm gonna be so sad when I'm not gonna be able to see those movies with him together. But every superhero movie, regardless, we always go try to see it together, and we have a lot of fun. So when it comes to the Marvel versus DC, the battle of the movies, I wish there wasn't battles like that in America, Republicans, Democrats, boys, girls, throwing turds at each other, whatever the kids do in school these days. But the coolest thing is,
schools are you sending
I've
your
bought-
kids to?
I've bought Marvel. I've bought Marvel books. I've bought DC books, and they're all 5 figures, and I'm a happy man. I'm a legend at collecting, a legend at gaming, a legend at cooking, the great chef. I tell the truth. I mean, what else can you ask for than any more but my love for the comic horror? Oh, man, let's just turn it off now. Let's go in a hangout, man. Isn't anyone watching this anymore?
Yeah,
Let's go
but listen,
hang out.
hey,
Let's
Dave,
play video games.
I do.
JD, JD, I want you to buy an Xbox One. We're going to do a GoFundMe for JD to get the Xbox One so we can play video games. And we got to get Cat Rin and Swamp Thing and Xbox One.
PlayStation
I mean,
player.
I want
I have
Xbox
a
One
PlayStation
Anonymous.
4.
Yeah,
If the
PlayStation
Grails
4.
Anonymous people are watching, screw the comics just for a couple of weeks. Let's play some video games, everybody.
Recently, in an interview, Dave Bautista also made comment that he is ready to play Bane.
Yeah, he's leaving Guardians. They're all. I think James Gunn is right. I think the call because James and Dave said they'll go together, and if he's ready to play Bane, which I read, made me think severely that James Gunn is leaving Marvel at the end of Guardians 3.
I 100% agree, but I mean, that I think that would be a great casting. He's done good on air. Warner Brothers is taking a different approach. They're focusing on some of their old properties. I mean, if you think about it, they're
Lobo?
Doctor Sleep,
Oh, I get that. Yeah.
and you also go Ghostbusters 3 coming out with Ivan Reitman's son directing it. They're putting
Ghostbusters is what now?
Ghostbusters 3,
Right.
the original cast minus
The dead guy.
Egon.
Yeah. Egon, is being directed by Ivan
Oh,
Reitman's
right, I've seen.
son.
Okay. Did you see the trailer for the new Shining?
Yeah, Doctor Sleep.
Ooh.
That looks amazing.
My wife loved
I don't know
that
why,
movie. I'm scared of it.
but that's very specific. That's not old. That's brand new. That's
Doctor Sleep.
that the Doctor Sleep is taken from the Stephen King book.
Yeah. I mean, when he looks through the door where the axe went through.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! And you see Red Rum in the background.
Yeah. And you obviously see this stuff going on in his characters. I mean, it's Ewan McGregor who is he's going to show up in one of these two universes eventually.
Oh, absolutely.
JD, you read King?
I used to read his old stuff. Yeah, I right around Dark Tower and stuff like that.
King has a lot of old stuff. He's got a lot of new stuff, and he's got the most slabs in the comic book community. TJ, the king of slabs, man. He's the king of slabs.
Well, and also
Carson, you
Is,
know you love Baron Corbin. I see you
who
over
did
there,
they
boy.
who did they just cast Cena as in Suicide Squad?
who?
They, the,
What?
he just got casted this week in Suicide.
Dude, he would be a great Captain Boomerang if he could get a good Australian voice.
Oh,
They're keeping
Tom
him.
Hardy is Boomerang.
Ewan McGregor is going to be Constantine. That's my goal. I've been wanting him as Constantine. forever.
Ooh. Hey, we can put the blonde hair on him.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
All
just being a badass.
Since
Got
you
a
know
great voice, too. He's got the England voice. Okay,
The
sorry.
Island. Watch The Island.
Ireland.
we're quite off the rails yet, but it's Thursday night. It's not quite Friday night. So I know there was a little bit of a conversation of this in the chat. So if you could be a Marvel character or a DC character, pick one of each. Who would you be in which universe?
Image. I'd be an image card.
Shush. Quit being difficult then. Because there was
I'd be Green Goblin
Green Goblin.
in Marvel.
I was hoping you'd say Peter Petruski. You know that thing,
Yeah,
feel
but
like a Peter.
Being
Let me
DC.
tell
I
those
wouldn't go
Spider
that
Booth.
far.
Let me tell you those Spider Booth gimmicks. Hey, Spider Booth gimmick. When you say feel like a Peter, put feel like a Petruski and put some real books in your damn boxes. You know, put some real books in your boxes. Put some freaking Paste Pot Pete's first appearance,
Yeah.
9.8, and maybe if you do that, maybe I'll buy a box from you, Petruski loving freaks. I'm just kidding.
I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised that you didn't say Paste Pot Pete immediately.
Yeah. Oh, well,
No.
if I were to be a DC guy,
Anyone in DC, anyone in Marvel.
I'll have to get back to me on
Goblin.
DC because Alec Holland's already cast. But I would be Patchwork Man.
Ooh, cool.
Okay.
I would like to be the villainous. I like the villains. I've always wanted to be. I prefer to. Let's be honest. Chicks rather be with Luke. They better be with Darth Vader than be with Luke Skywalker. And even though their father was.
Man, you gotta love the ladies.
Yeah. But
And for all you
Thanos-
men, some
Thanos
men
was already
out there,
cast,
love
but
the
yeah, I think a
dudes.
good Green Goblin. That's one of the characters that
He's
even
got
though I'm
money.
I'm not a big Spider-Man fan at all. I wouldn't want. It's not an accent or anything else like that. It's just being Norman Osborn. I want to be. That's
As
the thing. I want to be
Osborn,
there.
you can buy AF-15, some better copies of AF-15 if you've got money like Osborn.
Yeah, if I was Norman Osborn.
I think I would go with DC. I'd be Dick Grayson,
Oh,
and I would say Remy LeBeau in Marvel.
Gambit.
Yeah, man, come on. Damn it. Pronouns, pal. Pronouns. That's what Vince used to tell the boys in the back,
All right.
Pronouns.
Legend. Same
Oh,
question.
you want Matt? All right, so I love the
Question.
Thing, but the Thing, he only can change human once a year, so that kind of shitty sex life, so I probably wouldn't do that. But in DC, I love Shazam as one of the cool characters. And I think, if I could be I would be on one side. I would be Sweet Haven's very own superhero machine, the spinach eating, freaking pipe tooting Popeye the Sailor Man. And then on the flip side, Chicago 1930s all the way up to 1980, I would go with Dick Tracy, fucking favorite characters. All right. Marvel DC. I'm just fucking with you. God dang it. Who even reads Popeye and Dick Tracy in the comic book community? I'm just me, I guess. But anyway, so got DC, I'd have to have my Shazam powers, man. I gotta feel that thunder. I gotta, throw that lightning and put people in their place. But it was a close race. I was thinking about Phantom Stranger as well, because I think I could do a lot of work for the man upstairs and save a lot of lives that way. God honest truth. But Marvel, on the other hand, like I said, I don't want Ben Grimm's sex life. That sucks. But man, I would probably go Johnny Storm. I mean, Reed could do some things in the bedroom. But man, Johnny's got all the ladies, and he is hot, hot, hot. White Nova hot. It's like having 4 fullbacks in a damn Mylar. You know what I mean? It's something, no one would do except maybe Comic Spectre. But anyway.
Wow.
You feeling okay over there, buddy?
Man, I'm just bringing it live, man. I shared this thing, I've shared it to everybody, and now we getting some views, baby.
All right.
I think
So,
I'm done.
Carson.
I'm done.
I think I'd have to pick Buddy Baker, Animal Man. I mean, that guy's got it all. Not only does he has a wonderful family at home, he has basically an unlimited power set because he can pick from any animal, whether it be on Earth, in space, as we saw in 52. Definitely got to pick. And he's an actor too. He's having fun with that. So, Animal Man.
We've had 9 people in the chat, and we have 8 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. That's cool.
There you go.
Woohoo! Dude, I tell you, once we get that double digits, we're going to be all right, man. We're going to get that double digits tonight. We're not going offline, people, until we get double digits.
Mark, what would
That
you
would
say?
be Carter's Slade.
All right. For DC, I would be Roy Harper.
Arsenal.
Good answer, Starfire.
Yeah.
Light your ass up if you said any different.
Yeah.
And for Marvel, I would definitely be Deadpool.
All right, I can see that.
Cat Ren told him to keep the mask on in certain situations.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so my turn. So, as far as Marvel goes, I would be Kate Bishop because I mean, Hawkeye, really awesome archer, definitely a character who in the comics I respect. I can see a lot of myself there, especially with a lot of the craziness going on with her more recent runs in the last few years. As far as DC goes, I know everyone's going to think Starfire.
Yes.
I mean, if height's not an issue, I would definitely say Starfire because that's my girl, 100%. But I'm quite a bit shorter than her. And if height's an issue, then I would probably say that Huntress would probably be easier for me.
I like that. So you got some people that can shoot some arrows and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely lean towards the archers. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you ever shot like bow and arrows and stuff?
Yes.
Dude, you're so cool. God dang. Damn, Mark. Like y'all ought to do like that on video. Like who can hit the bullseye first between Mark and Cat Ren in costume? It's coming, people. And if we're lucky, you're gonna see it on the comic card. But if not, you can see it on Cat Ren Figures or Cinema Figures, 2 fine channels you need to be subscribed to. Sorry about that, Cat Ren. Back to you.
Well, thank you.
Or just to throw everybody off, you can put it on my channel with my 16 subs.
His whole
Damn, Mark. I know I'm sub to you, so I'm waiting for more content.
It's been 4 years.
You need to put that out.
Somebody, Mark,
God,
sorry,
too soon.
you don't have to worry about the subs, man. That's all you talk about.
Yeah, subs.
Subs.
Yeah,
is-
Donnie was talking about
He's
subs
gonna break
on
20
his
soon.
video. Donnie buys subs like every day of the week, and sometimes they're like Italian or chicken and teriyaki. Hey Donnie, say hello to your boy Jared Fogle for me if you know what I mean. Oh, that's wrong. Sorry. That's like a call out right there. I don't even know if Donnie's. Well, yeah, I think Donnie might be doing the wrestling.
I think
Donnie's a wrestling fan.
We got John Moxley in the chat.
Mox, baby. I shared it, so maybe I think John Moxley follows me. I'm pretty sure he does. Jimmy Palmiotti does follow me, and if I talk to him, if y'all ever want to see about getting some Palmiotti and maybe some Connor on the Comic Core, I'll reach out to him.
Yes, do it.
We got to have some good shit to talk about. I haven't read any Amanda Connor in a long time. We'll look into it. We'll talk after.
JD looks
We'll get
pissed.
into it.
JD just
No, I'm
looks
not.
No,
I'm-
he's studying. He's studying. You know what he's watching? He's watching Tony Sanders. He's
Yeah.
wondering why that dumb tone persona is stealing all of our freaking viewers because they think Tony Sanders is so cool with his little bro talk and all of his other little slabs. But don't worry, Tony. Tone. The great legend's coming for you, Son. What do
All
you
right.
think, Wood?
So
Maybe Carter Slade.
let's talk about some of this other entertainment.
Ooh, Slade. Yeah.
DC also announced this week, or well, Tom King did, that he is going to be taking over writing duties along with some other people on the New Gods. And he also announced that he's
Awesome.
working on a DC TV show. So the speculation isn't there, but I mean, what do you think it is? I mean, what could
Is it a current CW or will it be on a DC universe, you think?
I
Lobo.
need to know so I can buy the books, man?
Huh. God, I don't know. I need to watch Black Lightning. That was the only one I missed some episodes on, but I love all the
the
DC.
Lobo on Krypton looks pretty badass, I have to admit.
I'm gonna start watching that one pretty soon. I love watching everything. God, it's just a lot of good DC. I need to still watch my Marvel Spider-Verse cartoon movie that my dad took the kids without
Real
me.
good.
I got screwed on that, but bought it in 3D though. But yeah, I think that man, the sky's the limit for like both companies. And I was talking though to one of my coworkers, and we were talking about the fact that there's, back in the day when you had your cable package, you can order items and things like that a la carte. And now in this digital age we live in, now we're ordering like all of the stuff again, like a la carte, but it's coming in over the internet. But man, so stuff's starting to get pricey again. You try to find the best deals, but well, I don't know. A lot of people will just say screw it and they'll buy everything. But I mean, like, as a guy like me, and every one of us that have kiddos, JD, I know you're going to be, as the older your kids get, you'll be in the same boat. We're really going to have to start picking and choosing what we choose to pay for, and it's a hard decision because there's so much good shit out there.
Completely
So-
agree.
Are you guys looking forward to Far From Home?
I am.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to not watch it.
I mean,
I wouldn't rate it as the movie I'm waiting to see the most. Right now, it's obviously going to be the Star Wars one, but
Oh yeah, well, pumped up for that one.
I
That is
think
my
this is going to be a good one. But the Spider-Man, it'll be out there. I mean, it'll be a good movie. I think people are. Do you know how?
Well, everyone's buying Mysterio's first appearance.
Yeah.
Everyone's hoping Jake Gyllenhaal's going to do the
They
619
don't even know-
on
yeah.
little boy Spidey. I mean, it's all over the place.
what were you
Yeah,
saying?
it's like. It's just going to be. I'd like to see the Star Wars. The other one is. I want more westerns.
Me too,
That's what I've
man.
been
Westerns,
loving.
brother. Hey, man, look at you. I want to come through this camera and give you a big hug.
I want to go. I looked at the trailer for the new Yellowstone. That looks.
I'll watch it. I haven't
Did
seen
you guys
that
watch-
trailer
have
yet,
you
but I
guys
love a
watched
good
the
western.
The Deadwood movie.
Oh God, I haven't watched it yet, Chad. Have you?
What's that?
Suckers. Sorry, I can say that.
JD, did you see Deadwood yet?
Yeah, several times. I watched
Did you like it?
it. It was great. Yeah.
God, I can't wait. I need to watch it again. Well, I need to
You
watch
got
it.
you
you know.
get swear.
What?
He's like, I love Swearingen. Him and
I
Wong or Woo.
The one thing that I'm worried about is that people are going to think that this is wrapping up. I know they say this wraps up phase 3, phase 4.
Or is phase? What are we in, Chad? Is this phase
Phase
4? 3? I think they ought to start phase 4. How Marvel started in 1961 with a Fantastic Four.
But I think it's funny because he's wearing Tony's glasses in it. Happy's working with him, trying to make him help him design costumes and everything. And
And Marissa Tomei, good God, I tell you.
But I was watching Netflix the other night. There's a new show on there called The Chef, the cooking show, and it's based. And I'm going to tell you, the first guest they had on there was Gwyneth Paltrow. She didn't even know she was in Spider-Man.
Like I wasn't. You mean Iron Man? She goes, no. You mean Avengers? No, you were in Spider-Man. No, I wasn't.
No, I wasn't. Yeah, you were. No, I wasn't. She goes, the ring, the proposal. Oh,
Dude, I love that. She has so much work. I mean, it's probably hard to keep track of it.
but I mean, if you guys want to watch a good show on Netflix, the cooking show is really, really good. I mean, Tom Holland's and Robert Downey Jr. are both making appearances on it too. So
On the
Damn.
chef?
yeah,
You know, I
Huh.
love cooking. I don't watch a
I
lot of
watched
cooking
Nailed
shows
It on
unless
Netflix.
it's my own. But yeah. Nailed It on Netflix.
Here,
Is that a
have you
cooking
guys
show?
ever seen Nailed It?
Nope.
So
What's it about?
Nailed It, it's a baking show. And it's like they give you this example of this beautiful pastry or, what have you, just this gorgeous dessert, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they just have these awful chefs, bakers, what have you, come in, these amateurs come in. They're like, hey, recreate this thing. And some of them are just really, really bad. But it's really funny. I'd love to be on it. It seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I
There's
think
they
it's
have a
cool.
lot of really crazy guest hosts on it as well. So
well,
it seems like a lot of fun.
God, it reminds us of us five folks. Where's Mark? It's like he tossed his salad on the back of the
I was
couch.
just saying, it looks
Yeah.
like Swamp Thing fell asleep on your couch.
Swampy swamp. Wake up, swamp.
Swamp Thing needed to go take a nap.
so
Yeah.
let me ask Legend and all of you guys. Well, I'll ask Catron and JD because there are horror. Whoa,
Yeah, I don't do a lot of horror.
horror.
Yeah, horror. I don't do a lot of horror anymore.
Horror.
Did you guys watch or see The Shallows?
OC the Shadows?
The Shallows.
The shark movie?
Shallows.
The
Shark
Dark Shadows? I had to throw it in there. Sorry.
SHALLOW.
Bees?
I didn't.
Okay, as the director Juan Colette Sierra
Whoa, good job. Damn.
is the person who was named on Monday that will be helming the Black Adam film. The two of them recently collaborated on oh my god, what is that? What's the ride that they're making into a movie at Disney? The riverboat ride?
Pirates of the Caribbean, they already did it.
No. They're making another one and Rock starring in it. Hold on, Jungle Cruise.
Oh, good God, he's in everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, how much did he make?
If only it could have been me, Nick, Dolph Ziggler. Why can't Dolph be The Rock? Why can't he be a good actor?
I mean,
Better comedian.
after The Rock had tried to establish his meeting with Feige, they announced the director. I mean, I honestly think Warner Bros. is scared and they're nervous because I think they're counting on The Rock to be their savior and to bring it forward. So, unfortunately, they
Lightfield's talking right now.
what's that?
Yeah.
Lightfield's talking about an Image DC crossover.
Oh, Liefeld's talking about an Image DC crossover.
Well,
That's
he was
kind
on the
of like.
phone with Jim Lee. He was on the phone with. It's literally him saying there. Think of like Camelot 3000, The Watchmen, The Dark Knight, The New Titans, and everything else. And he's like,
Man, that's kind of like
I
a
don't-
bipolar Canadian right there.
Oh,
One
I
day you're
know that
bashing DC, and the next day you're liking it.
Oh, I do have something for Comic Tom 101. Last time we were doing the show, he said that I had made the comment that the Black Widow movie is going to be set after the events of Endgame, and he said no, it was a precursor. And
of course it's a
nah. Put your head in dog duty. I'm better than you because guess what? It takes place after Endgame. So I win.
That's right, Timmy boy. You step into the squared circle on the Comic Core, you're gonna get put down like old Yeller. So why don't you, instead of specking on the MCU, spec on classic Disney and watch some old Yeller? And it is a good movie, and I did cry. So,
Or you can spec on these nuts.
But yeah, like Cat Ren, what do you think about the direction DC's going? And they showcased the Wonder Woman 1984 poster. Looked really good, looked classic 80s. But then they didn't want to show at that hall anything else. Do you think sometimes DC did the same with Aquaman? They give you teases, they give it to you in spurts. You won't see a trailer for him for the longest time. Do you think it's a good idea for the Wonder Woman 1984 movie?
All right. As far as Wonder Woman, the 1984 movie, I've seen people tear apart this poster. I've seen people that love this poster. Personally, I'm all for it. I'm definitely seeing a strong influence from the George Perez run on Wonder Woman in this poster. I have so much respect and so much just love just as a fangirl for this poster, to be completely honest. But maybe they're not entirely done yet in order to release a trailer for it. I would definitely say I would have dropped a trailer by now. Just saying. I mean, Shazam's kind of started to wind down. They need to start pumping out something else. They just released the unfavorable opinion with Swamp Thing, where they just canceled it. I would honestly say drop the Wonder Woman trailer. I'm really excited about this film. I loved the first one. Gal Gadot, as far as Wonder Woman she's been Wonder Woman for me ever since her first rendition in Batman versus Superman, especially in her own original film. I'm excited about the sequel. I'd say go ahead and drop a trailer. Do it. Make it a huge thing. Hashtag DC will be everywhere if it's amazing. I'm sure it will be. And I'm
No,
excited about it.
I think it's going to be a great trailer. I think the movie's going to be fantastic. You're getting a reborn Chris. What was his name? Chris Evans, right? Not Chris
Yep.
Evans.
Chris
The
Pine
Chris
as
Pine.
Steve Trevor.
He's re-showing up. They confirmed it's him. It's not a ghost that she's talking to. He's going to be lost out of time just as much as she is.
Oh, from the explosion from Ares, the
Yeah.
plane crash.
Now
Nice.
the biggest kicker of this entire movie, DC has announced we're not going. DC is not going to Comic-Con.
Oh,
They're not going to
damn.
San Diego. The reason for this, their first film, which is alarmingly strange that they're not going to Comic-Con, is in February, and that's Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey drops in.
With an R rating.
What's that?
R rating.
Yep, and then then the coveted May time slot is going to be for Wonder Woman. Now between those two,
Good time slot.
Between those two, it's going to be the Black Widow movie is premiering in March. So you're going to have 3 women-driven superhero movies in the early half of next year. Now, DC had none this year. They have they had 2 this year. I'm sorry, but I mean that's it. That's slated for next year.
I need more women and women.
Marvel hasn't even started shooting another movie. So what is it?
They just did the casting, principal photography, or set design. I guess you could say that.
And what movie is that again?
They're pre-production for Eternals.
Okay.
Ooh, Eternal space stuff.
Now,
It's based on the Cersei storyline. So
if we're talking about the Eternals, let's think about this though. I mean, DC has already announced that they're coming out with the New Gods. So you've got New Gods, Eternals. Are they going to go one-on-one with the Great One? I mean me.
See, to me,
Jack Kirby did good on that New Gods, and I would say he is pretty great.
But
Eternals is good too, though.
but I don't compare Eternals and New Gods as there. I compare the Celestials to New Gods.
Okay,
Ooh,
yeah,
there
no,
you
very
go.
good.
So
The
I don't. I mean,
Eternals came
Eternals
out
is
when?
their own world. Remember, it's a microscopic. It's a tiny thing. They come from. They're eternal. They live forever. And I kind of think the Celestials and the Eternals will come together in this one, especially with Cersei, who, and everybody's going to say, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of knowledge right here from JD. The first appearance of Cersei is not Eternals 3. It's Strange Tales 109.
So-
Woo, baby,
Oh,
JD,
wow.
baby.
Story in there
That's
with
the
spelled
knowledge. He's
differently,
dropping the
same
hammer.
character. Same character, it's just spelled differently. You
Now,
look it up.
JD,
I
are they going to be basing it on the Eternals original run, or are they going to base it from that
No,
awful
yeah.
video game from the
No.
90s?
No, they're going to do probably the Neil Gaiman run, the volume 2.5. I don't know.
Gaiman, good
Carson, what do you think?
call.
What do we call that? The 2.5 version? The 2.5? Because it was a volume 2, but then they kind of had a
Maybe had one of those little
yeah,
mini
mini
6
and then
issue or
that,
4
yeah.
issues, and then the next
Exactly.
volume. So
I
that's
think
cool.
I think the Eternals is going to be. It's an impressive because you have the money to do all the CGI you want. Lucasfilm's right around the corner.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Marvel's got the money, and you're at ILM, the Industrial Light and Magic. They're gonna have all the bells and whistles and the ducks in a row. Man, I hope WB Suits can, I don't know, borrow some money, man. They got to get some more good money, and then they got to be right back up there with Ted Cord and who's the other guy? Carson Booster Gold. We're gonna have a good Ted Cord. The Wilson brothers, Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson. Booster and Ted. I
I
can't
think
wait.
that Joker movie will do well this year.
No.
Yeah, that guy's excellent actor though. But maybe by the acting alone.
Can I give you
Yeah.
guys an assignment for Off the Rails?
Yeah.
Go off the rails. We got to hear it.
Please
Do it.
Let's go down Santa Monica together, brother.
read that script because it got released. Read the script for the Joker for tomorrow night, and then just tell me if the Joker's going to be any good.
Could be the 3 Jokers, though, with Flash running back and forth. If this Joker film flops, Flash, Ezra Miller, run a little bit faster and get a better Joker next time you change the fucking timeline. God damn it, pal.
When's that book supposed to drop, by the way?
Did you hear about the Amazon's going to put out a Dark Tower?
Whoa, a series like on Prime?
Yep, and
God,
they've
that'd
already
be
got the
cool.
cast pretty much all lined up, and they
That thing's been in development for
Carson,
years.
Carson, did
but
you
now
ever do Dark
now it's
Tower?
got a cast.
Nah,
I never read it, but I always saw it.
I couldn't
Cat
get
Ren,
into it.
how about you? Did you ever climb the Dark Tower?
What?
Dark Tower leads to
Did
the
you
stand.
unlock Mark out of the Dark Tower?
No. I've heard good things about the Dark Tower, but no, it's kind of been pushed aside for other projects.
I do
Right
have
now.
Prime Video, and I started watching Man in the Hat Castle or whatever, and
That's
it's
so
a
good.
cool premise. Yeah, it's a cool premise because me, JD. It's like it's like the sliders. How alternate timelines. I love that. That's just my favorite stuff ever.
You know what? I'm going to start watching on Prime is that Good Omen, which is another Neil Gaiman storyline. The Good Omen is it's the end of the world and a good angel and bad angel.
What service has that show?
Prime.
Amazon
Nice.
Prime.
God,
They just dropped it last
got
week.
David
I watched
Tennant.
David Tennant, and it's just good. One of the things I want to go is the cast of Dark Towers has been announced. Michael Rooker signed on about an hour ago.
Damn,
So
Jay, you're dropping this stuff hot. Good God, this is the first time you're hearing it. You're hearing it from JD live on the Comic Core, people, outside the issues.
Sam Strike, Jasper, Swedish name, and Game of Thrones star Jerome Flynn, which is who did Jerome Flynn play? Anybody know?
Lord Braun.
That one, yeah.
So Strike is playing Roland Deshen, also known as the gunslinger. Dark Tower's protagonist who pursues the Man in Black, also known as, for all you Stan fans there, Randall Flagg.
Make sure you get that character in the shop before it gets too hot.
Yeah, but you got to buy a book about that thick.
Yeah, the big boys, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited on the comic book side is when DC announced this week their horror themed Gotham City monsters. Did you guys see
Oh,
that?
damn.
I mean,
Hmm?
that was awesome. DC announced.
Dude.
What's
We
that?
always forget HBO's putting out The Watchmen, too.
That's
Yeah,
right, yeah.
And wait, is it Prime that's putting out? Or no, Hulu, The Boys.
We got Alan Moore and Neil Gaiman on everything.
Dude, I love
Tell me about this DC monster thing. Like, are they going to have like Wolfman, Frankenstein, Dracula kind of monsters, or
They don't
are they
listen.
just going
They
to
do.
monsterize the characters?
No, I mean it's going to be Frankenstein recruits Killer Croc, Orca,
Ooh.
Lady Clayface, and the vampire Andrew Bennett to take on his former
I Vampire.
mentor.
I Vampire.
Dude, I do like Frankenstein, Agent of Shade. That was one of the best Stan
Frankenstein,
runs.
Agent of Shade.
Matt Kent did a great job on that new 52 run. If y'all have not read that, give it a try. It's not worth it. It's not worth $1 million,
I
but
mean,
it's a damn
I
good
love
read.
Frankenstein. Even wasn't it in not in Rebirth, but in New 52 when he
52
did
JLD. He was in
he
Future
had
Sin too,
and
I think.
he had that big story with Superman for a while there too.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yep.
so. I mean, I'm excited about that. DC's killing it on the books. I mean, I'm really pumped that Scott Snyder's taken over the original Justice Society of America.
Oh God, it's gonna be so good. Dude, there's so much good stuff coming out. And that's the thing. I mean, when you look, not only are you watching outside the issues, but when you actually look inside your issues and read these stories, and the way they hook you in is like Swamp Thing, episodic television. So every time they end with a cool climax or whatnot, and you want to tune in each week for more, or is in Comics Go, tune in when your favorite comics come out on Comic Book Wednesday. Beyond. And if you want that shirt, we've got one that is inspired by our hottest hostess with the mostest, Cat Wren Figures. You can get that on the Comic Core T-shirt website gimmick. We'll give you the URL, and this shirt is inspired by a guest from hell. Well, I'm sorry, Kat, but that was the only thing that rhymes. So, but you drink the Hellboy alcoholic beverage.
Hell water, make it happen.
We here on the Comic Core, we love DC, we love Starfire, and we love the one and only Cat Wren.
Yeah.
And JD, man.
Yes.
No, not JD. JD. Does anyone at that place you're at, are they into comics, or did you interview anybody? Did you bring your mic?
The bartender.
Is Liz? Is Mrs. Flair with you tonight?
No, she's watching the kid.
Chad, who I haven't heard from in a while on the panel, and Chad, that's not you, but Carson. What's going on in the chat? What are you doing? What are you into? And this is about TV, right? We're not. Yeah, this is movies and television here, not comics, people. So, Carson, have you seen any good movies and stuff lately, man?
I went and saw Dark Phoenix, and I watched all of Black Mirror this week.
And how were both of those?
I think Dark Phoenix has gotten a little bit more hate than it's deserved. But that being said, I don't know how else to put this, but that movie just has no soul. It's like the first X-Men movie I think I've seen where they don't even try to add new characters. But that being said, I enjoyed it for the 2
Was
hours
it a new? Was it a new actor playing Nightwing though? The actor's kind of younger for the Nightwing, right?
Are you talking about Jean Grey?
Or Nightwing? Yeah. No, isn't Nightwing in the brand new Phoenix movie?
Cable.
What?
Not Nightwing. Oh fuck! It's Nightcrawler. Mother.
It was the same night.
Grayson.
It was the same Nightcrawler from Apocalypse. So he was all right.
Okay. So same guy.
Yeah.
I totally forgot he was in Apocalypse though until you just said that. Shit, of course, I can't even remember my night characters.
So I mean, if you have the AMC A-list thing, or you can go see it at a matinee, you might go see it in theaters, but it's a rental. And
My
Michael on
dad's gonna
HBO.
my dad already is talking about it, and he's gonna want to see it because he loves loves X-Men and all that
Yeah.
lore. And I like X-Men, I like it, but I'm like, I don't have to see Magneto and Charles, do the whole Malcolm X Martin
Yeah,
Luther
Magneto was
King
pretty
battle.
forced in this one, I thought.
Yeah, that's what they now tell me the news, Chad. Did you hear what I hear? And I'm not talking about that Christmas damn hymn, but I'm saying, was there news that they're going to try to recreate some kind of property based closely to the X-Men animated from the 90s?
I did hear that they're actually trying to work on that on the streaming service. And that's where a lot of people are getting excited, and everybody's going out and grabbing their first appearance of what's that big head dude? The one
MODOK?
Modoc, yeah,
MODOK, yeah.
and Squirrel Girl, and all these other ones. And unfortunately, boys and girls, those aren't going to be live actions. Those are going to be cartoons.
Yeah, and I'm all for first appearances, but like, dude, that stuff is so boring. The best part is sitting in front of that big ass 55-inch 3D LED free.
And he's gone too soon. Gone too soon,
He
guys.
got
You
Black
know what?
Mirrored.
He's back.
Some jerk, one of those guys. I blame those guys. I'm not going to name
Oh.
names. I'm not going to name names. They sent me an invite to their hangout.
Who?
I'm thinking it was my main man. I blame Mastodon. Mastodon wants legend time. He wants to hang with a legend. We want to share our subs together, and eat our $5 footlongs. Or actually, they raised the price. But anyways, I don't remember what I was going to say. But the best part is just watching the shows with your family or your friends and talking about what you read and talking about you've seen outside of the issues. And that's what we do on Comic Core quite a bit. We kind of joke around about spec books and things like that. But a lot of us have collected for a very long time. I don't think any of us expect to become millionaires by buying comic books or anything like that. But the best part about
Wait a second. We're not going to become millionaires with doing all this shit.
Okay, well,
Fuck this. I'm out.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but I've already done that myself. But I mean, Bitcoin, you make some things happen when you're young, and God blesses you. You know what I'm saying? But unless the damn AC heater breaks. But what I'm trying to say is, man, Comic Core, we have a great whole week is filled with fun, and we really go inside books, movies, TV shows, and we do it all for you. And if there's ever a time you want to guest star, come on the show, just let any of us know. That's how we go, Chad. It's all about loving
absolutely.
each other.
Tomorrow I'm going to demonstrate. I need a Catholic candle and a bagel to show you guys something really cool tomorrow.
Oh, the gone too soon gimmick, Midwest gone too soon gimmick.
Is he live? Has anybody talked to him?
Yeah, I talked to him.
Okay, good. I got worried.
I didn't want a repeat of Man of Steel 75, if you know what I mean. Black bag edition. Comes with mustache wax. I would buy it because I use beard balm, and me and Paul use the same beard balm and mustache wax. Wild Willie's cheap plug.
All right, so guys, we've been on for an hour and a half. It's been really too long.
Swamp-Thing, though, phenomenal show, though. Good God, one of the best shows.
We got to have something on Thursday nights, and we were reviewing Swamp-Thing, but it's too early in the season to keep it going, so we're throwing some entertainment at you. If you want to see more, if you want to hear more, hell, if you want to be on this show, if you want to host it, if you want to, I don't know, drink its essence.
Yeah, drink it in, Chad MF90, man.
Contact Kat Wrench. She'll let you know because she is the queen of the Comic Core.
Damn right.
The second, the king of the Comic Core over there, that's C. Wood.
Hell yeah, he is.
The host, the hostesses are the best.
They really are, man. We're blessed to have them.
We're just we're the color coordinator.
what
The
about the
advocate.
encyclopedia over there, man? He's got the headset on. He's rocking and rolling. He's at Santa Monica. Man, I tell you what, people, in my own personal humble experience, not that the old persona was humble. I was kind of a dickhead. But hell, you got to be a good heel to get some of that heel heat, and that's what I did. But man, when I watch JD, especially on Tuesday nights, it's one of the hottest shows we have on the Comic Core, and it's called The Golden Guys. It's JD
We had about
Comics.
58 people at some point.
58 freaking live concurrent viewers at
You
one
guys
point.
were
Diaz
kidding. I mean,
Comics.
honestly, I watched the show the other night, and it was
Knights of Old 83, Chad. Tell
that
us
was
about it, brother.
that was a freaking marathon. You guys were going at it hard, and I
We
mean,
were just talking. Just
it
random.
was a phenomenal show. You guys are clicking. I mean, you got
Just
some chemistry.
talking, no gimmicks, no like flashy stuff. I mean, it's three great minds that think alike that know the golden age is the way to go. So don't be slow, get them fast, because the golden age will leave your ass in the grass. If you don't think and buy these books soon, they're going to be gone too soon out of the room.
I'm going to give a shout out to Tony and the Hunt Crew and all the new shows that are being planned regarding the
those wrestlers. Yeah, you're Ric Flair. You're JD
I'm
Flair.
just saying
Tell it
right
to
now, I'm
him.
going to do it one time. I'm going to say it here. Y'all got to get ready for the Flair Witch Project. So,
All right, so
Fuck yeah, Tony Tone. Watch out for the Flair Witch, baby.
once we jump off here, guys, I need you guys to hang on for a second because I need some advice on some things because I've been getting asked a lot of questions, and we have a grand prize for this like contest we're running or something. I'm not 100% sure, but it's to give back to the community because remember here we're givers and not takers.
There he is. JD got you. Hell yeah,
So
you got it.
when we are doing
Oh,
something,
Midnighter.
it's been brought to our attention that we should have a first place, second. Oh shit! And I gotta. There's something else. We should have a first place, second place, and third place. And the Comic Core isn't just the people that you see. If you want to be in the Comic Core, all you got to say is, "Hey, I'm in the Comic Core." Then you're in the Comic Core.
Yeah, then we'll get you onto our Facebook chat, or if you're more of an Instagram person, we got Instagram. Yeah, we'll get you on Instagram chat.
All you have to do is literally subscribe to the channel, become a member. That's it. Make a video, have some fun. If you want to pretend that you're the great one, go for it. If you want
You're a great one.
If you want to pretend that you're the C Wood of Tuesday nights, 7:30.
If you want to like show kitty cats like pets, I mean, we want to see you in your most fun element.
If you just want to do a show reviewing underwear, I'm okay with that.
I dropped a Drew Manchu underwear line in one of my freestyle raps last night.
Yes, you did.
My wife started laughing. She thought it was funny as hell because she loves Drew. She met Drew. She thinks he was one of the coolest ever in Dallas.
But
So
that's all we have
Drew.
to do. So we once we start getting the submissions, we're going to show them, we're going to vote them, and then when we get all the finalists together, we're going to come together. It's going to be the biggest panel in YouTube comic community history because we're going to have everybody on from every show, and we're going to vote live to see who's going to go.
And let me tell you something, Chad, real quick. And GPAP will back me up on this. There used to be a collab channel way back when we all when GPAP was around, and I think he contributed. It was called the Comic Community Central or something like that. It was triple C's, and it was the most people. We've had Chris from Dark Avenger Inc. They've had big panels, but the Comic Core, I'm going to let you know, from all the years being in here, the Comic Core, when you take all 5 of the shows plus our auction, we have the most like panel members or like just members you're ever going to see on a collab channel in the comic book community. And we take a lot of pride in that. We want to make sure everyone feels welcome. And like JD and Chad says, we're givers, not takers. And when we can give back to this community and see the impact that we've made in your life, that's what it's all about. Because here in the world, not a lot of that shit's going on. Everyone's divided down the line, with whatever kind of dilemma they have with each other. But here in the comic book community, we want to bring that unity together because Comic Core is unlimited. God damn, why am I still working at a fucking library? I need to go find something, before I get too gray in the beard. I want to look somewhat.
We've
good,
got a lot of things. So that means anybody can be in the Comic Core, and
Yeah.
anybody that wants to go to Baltimore can make a video. Because there was something raised today, and this shout out, and I think it's fair. If John's Comics and Kids wants to go to Baltimore and he wants to make a video,
He can
make a video.
And you know what? If there's some people that maybe, if there's an awesome person that used to be maybe a member of the Comic Core, hey, make a video. Maybe you can win it too.
Yeah.
We are open to
College
everyone.
World Series is going on right now.
Ooh, CWS. What does that stand for?
Video.
College World Series.
Cool.
Do you
Baseball
want
college.
I know a cool ass baseball guy.
We got
with
a
blue
Texas
shirt
team here
on.
for you. We got a Texas Tech.
Oh yeah, Red Raiders. That's my sister's alma mater.
State here, Mississippi State. We got shout outs to Michigan.
Oh yeah, Michigan's good.
Vanderbilt. They're
Vanderbilt.
here as well.
Good ball right there.
Good teams.
Chad, back to you, man.
North
Tell
Carolina.
us, Chad, you know what? Hey, isn't Carson the host of this show? Carson?
No, Cat is.
Tomorrow.
Oh, Cat, yeah. See, I'm sorry. I don't even know what's going on. This is only my second episode on Outside the Issues. Chad, do you have anything else to add before
See you guys tomorrow.
We'll skip over
And David Ortiz, I hope you get better soon.
How about
Get
Gulag?
well soon, David Ortiz.
CW19, what do you think, brother?
Are we still on?
Yeah, brother. What was your final thoughts before we go to Cat?
Yeah, definitely. And I want to see some contest entries, so definitely don't hesitate to make those contest entries. But please enter the contest. Other than that, look forward to tomorrow. Somebody scored. Thank you guys.
Okay.
And back to this lovely lady and the lovely Midnighter, who's always getting into some shit.
All right. So once again, thank you to everyone who was a part of the stream tonight. It was a blast once again. I know Swamp Thing, fantastic show. Unfortunately, gone too soon, but hopefully we can save it. Okay, so Midnighters over this, but I know in the chat they were talking about some cosplay. I know a number of the core members have cosplay scheduled. I know both JD and Chad have something scheduled. Mark and I have several things scheduled. I'm pretty sure there might be a few others thrown in there that might have a few things scheduled that might be a little secret. But as per usual, guys, we do have a contest entry going on right now. If you want to win your way to Baltimore Comic-Con, please do fill out for it. Sorry, my cat's running around and being crazy, but we're used to that by now. So please do make a video for it, and everything will be covered. You'll be hanging out with the core. It'll be fun times. I know C2E2 was crazy and awesome. I was sick as a dog, and I had a blast at C2E2. George Perez definitely tried to knock me out. But
George Perez drew me.
I got 4 books signed by George Perez, and I swear to the guy in the cover of the book coughed.
I got one book signed by George Perez, and that's one more than Drew Manchu.
I'll be showing my.
Oh, we do have Big Bear Island.
Bruh! I
No,
almost said
Big
his
Bear.
first name. Is he
Big,
here?
no, Big Bear Island Comics wants
Oh,
to do
well,
it.
that's
Big
Bear
Island.
Island.
Bear
That's
Island.
Island.
Okay,
Bear
Big Bear.
he's
Comics
doing his.
is-
He wants to come on tomorrow to show his prize.
Yes, I
Okay.
He
invited
has
him on
to.
Unlimited.
Oh, I
Come
know
on.
what he's talking
But he
about.
couldn't make it. I think he belongs on this one. He did a Spider-Man booth, and he got a very
Gotham's finest librarian, people. You're gonna love it.
special.
And I work in a library,
Very good book.
but I don't work with the character that he. Yeah, I can't tell you, people. But Bear
Yeah.
Island, check Bear Island out. He got
Yeah,
something
watch
really
that video.
special from that Peter Petruski
And
box.
were you able to get the other guy to join us? JD, you were gonna call him.
Did
Okay.
not.
Okay.
And that's all right because we got Carson and Kat and Chad and JD and JB, Discovery Bay. What's happened today in the comic book community? Make sure you subscribe to Discovery Bay Comics. He is your one-stop shop for YouTube channel guide. And man, you always want to catch that premiere live. So you can chat with the man who has the plan, the host with the most, the man behind the calendar. Man, I tell you, he's a good dude.
Well, with that, see you tomorrow night.
Peace out. God bless, people. Too sweet.